The first deportee from the United States under a contentious migration deal. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvadoran national accused of human smuggling, could be the first among many others to make Uganda their new home. Relations between Uganda and the United States have been tense after Washington imposed travel restrictions on Kampala. But this deal is seen as a step in easing those tensions. And to tell us more, we are joined on the line by our correspondent in Uganda, Mike Arereng. Mike, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
A very good afternoon to you, Lulu Gaboo. Here is a cool weather and very cloudy.
Oh, Mike, it's always a pleasure having you join us on the show. Now, tell us more about this deal and when exactly was it entered to?
Well, it has not yet been implemented, but what I can say is that Uganda has reached an agreement with the U.S. to take in deportees from third countries who may not get asylum but don't want to go back to their own countries. This is according to Uganda Foreign Ministry. But Uganda has set tough conditions like not accepting people with criminal records or unaccompanied minors under the temporary arrangement. It is not yet known whether Uganda will receive any payment or other benefits, and it's also not known the total number of the deportees who are expected here in the country. Uganda
Mike, I need to interject there where you're stating that this is what the government statement is with regards to, deportees with no criminal background. Now, one of these alleged deportees, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvadoran national who is accused of human smuggling, which is, a major crime. He could be among the first in Uganda to make Uganda their new home. So what does this mean if government is stating that there are no, the people who are being sent through to Uganda have no criminal background?
Well, it means straight away that this person will not be allowed to enter Uganda because of the tough stance of Uganda, because the government is saying that all those criminals will not be allowed in the country. But I don't know whether they will be screened first to check, first of all, their background. That one will be known later. But Uganda prefers that individuals from African countries shall be the ones transferred to Uganda. So far, Uganda is awaiting to implement the deal as detailed modalities are still being worked upon. Uganda is still having a burden of hosting 1.7 refugees from neighboring countries. Uganda needs at least $10 million US per month for food and other logistics to sustain the refugee program. Both UNHCR and Uganda authorities now caution that unless immediate funding is secured, the country's long-standing role as a sanctuary could collapse. So I don't know how the government is going to handle the migrants from America.
Now, this deal is seen as a step in easing tensions between the two countries. Talk to us about this.
Well, as you are quite aware, and you also mentioned about most of the government officials were banned not to enter the United States of America, including the Speaker of the National Assembly, including some ministers, and also some high-ranking military officers, just because the Uganda government passed the anti-gay bill. So what I can say right now, it appears America is trying its level best to have a good working relationship with Uganda. America is also supporting the Uganda army, which is actually participating in peacemaking there in Somali. So it means a lot for Uganda because Uganda is benefiting also from America because once funds are given out to sustain the UPDF soldiers in Somali, it means a lot because also that bill also includes buying some military weapons like even tanks and guns. So Uganda actually has been playing a very big role, important role in Somali in ensuring that there is peace in that country.
So, Mike, just in wrapping up, what sort of when are these deportees, as you mentioned earlier, that the deal has not been finalized, but when are they expected to arrive in the country? What sort of time frames are you looking at, and what happens after? How are they going to be housed? Are they going to be in prison? Are they going to be given housing? What's the plan of action?
The plan of action at the moment, the government is still silent about when are the deportees arriving here in the country and how many are they going to be. But apparently there are more than 6 refugee camps, and right now the facilities or the infrastructure are in bad shape to accommodate immigrants from the U.S. But it's expected most of them will actually have to be taken to either prison or they'll be taken to some hotels here in the country. It is the policy of the government to welcome fellow Africans with open hands. Uganda needs enough funds to facilitate the refugees. But there is lack of food and medicine in most of the camps. About 7 years ago, an international conference was held in Kampala, and several Western countries gave in funds to assist the refugees. Uganda has hosted international migrants and asylum seekers from countries like Israel and Pakistan. It is also feared that although Uganda welcomes foreigners, it has a bad track record of not protecting people who have fled their countries for political reasons. Example, South Sudan, Rwanda, and Kenya. Those countries have got very good relationship with Uganda.
And is it known, is it known whether these people who are set to not be criminals or who will be coming through, how long they'll be in Uganda for? And, who's going to foot the bill if they are put up in hotels?
We're still waiting for the deal to be finalized. And as I stated before, up to now, we don't know whether Uganda government will be paid some huge amount of money from the United States of America, or it is upon the government just to make sure that those deportees from America are catered for. But according to the foreign ministry, is that Uganda is welcoming all those deportees because it has also been assisting the rest of the refugees from the rest of the countries here in Africa, and they have been handled very nicely. So we are still waiting because there was a time when there was some refugees from Pakistan who entered the country, and the citizens actually made a lot of noise because for them they were hosted in a 3-star hotel in Entebbe. So people were not happy about that action. So these deportees, up to now, we don't know whether they are going to be taken to the refugee camps, or they are going to be taken to prison, or they are going to be taken to hotels.
Well, I guess, Mike, we will wait until the deal has been finalized to get more information. Thank you for joining us on Africa Update. As our correspondent in Uganda, Mike Arereng, joining us on the line. It is 12:30 Central African Time, and our news headlines up next with Jolani Tulongwepe.